Hey, hey. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Laura, aka Perplexed, and glad to see everyone here tonight. So, I have to thank GB for getting me into this case. So, everyone can thank GB. GB, thank you for telling me to look at it. You were, I think, the first one to tell me to take a look at it. Jenny, did you get my email? I need your address. I realized I don't have your address. You never put it in Patreon. So I sent you an email. All right. Jenny's another one. I saw Jenny today. I saw Melanie today. I saw all you guys over there. All right. I was late. I know. I'd had technical difficulties. Sometimes you get technical difficulties. It happens. Don't hate on me. So if anybody hasn't followed this trial, it started 2 days ago. Today was day 3, but I'm going to kind of give you an up-to-date of what happened today. You know, what brought us to today. Oh, Sensi. Okay. I will get it through Sensi then. Where are my notes? All right. So the case is about Chad Cobb and Erica Stefanko. Now, you're probably wondering why they have different last names. Hey, Kim, but I'm going to explain all that. So this is like one of those trials that pretty much has it all. It has cheating, it has murder, it has drama. All the good things that make up a good trial is what this trial has. This is the case of Erica Stefanko, who's on trial for murdering, or basically an accomplice of a murder, for the murder of her husband, well, now ex-husband's ex-girlfriend. So there is some intense drama going on. So they had 4 kids altogether. She brought one into the relationship. He brought one into the relationship, and then they had 2 together. In June of 2012, Erica had 3 kids with her, driving around to the cornfields, back to the cornfields, back to the grandparents' house, back to the cornfields. That cornfields is where Ashley was dumped. So the backstory of how it happened, in a nutshell, is Ashley was a Domino's driver. Now, at first, I didn't know why she didn't have custody. That's because she was in the Army. Why she chose to go into the Army after she had a child, that I don't know. And names first. Well, I did. I said that already. I said their names. Chad Cobb and Erica Stefanko. So, Ashley Briggs is the girl who got in, was the one that was murdered. She, for some reason, decided to make a delivery. Do I sound low? Am I low? Got in. Oh, I am low. Was the one that was murdered. What about now? Is this better? Do I sound louder? Am I better? Speak. Hey, Nana. No, I don't sound better. I still sound low. All right, let me check something. Let me take a look. I don't know why it sounds so low. Let's see. No, this is up. Good. I don't want to fuck that up. All right, let me X out some things. Hang on. Do I sound better now? Or did I just fuck something up? Do I sound good? Sounds fine? Okay. All right. All right. Do I sound good? All right. That sounds loud. Okay. So. Sound good? All right. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I just did here. I just screwed something up. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, she's a Domino's delivery driver. And this morning, we heard from her ex-boss, I guess, or a coworker. She decided to answer a call for delivery at 11:30. No, not loud, no perfect. Come on, guys, which is it? Does it sound good? Does it not sound good? I need help. You guys are killing me with the sound. All right, hold on. Let me check here. All right, let's hear it through my cell phone. Yo. Yeah. Let's hear it through my cell phone. Yeah, it sounds fine. You guys get me all discombobulated. Making me all discombobulated and shit. Alright. Hey, BTS. I came in and heard I need help. I always need help. Okay. So, she decides to answer a call at 11:30 at night. So, we all know Domino's closes at 12. So she decided that she was going to answer this call and she was going to deliver a pizza at 11:30 at night. She was never seen again alive. So just to understand the background. Now this happened on day 2. I'm just giving you guys like a little bit of a background. So her husband has a baby. Her husband is Chad Cobb. That's Erica's husband. He has a baby with Ashley, before they got married. They split up. He got custody because she was going in the military. He gets remarried. He marries Erica. She comes home from the military and she wants custody of her daughter. So she ends up getting it. So that ensues this huge, bitter custody battle. Now, you guys know that I have a thing for custody battle cases, which we're going to get into after. So they end up in this big custody battle. She ends up dead, murdered. Now, Erica Stefanko is the one that's on trial now. Her ex-husband pled guilty back in 2013. So it's been like a long time. So the interesting part, though, is that the prosecutors never believed he did it alone. Hey, Jana. So he never once thought, hey, you know what? Okay, case is closed. He's done. So on and so forth. By the way, I never said hi to anybody. What's up, pods? What's up, pods? What's up, Patreons, members, subs? So they never believed he did it alone. They never closed the case. At no time did they say, hey, you know what? Let's close the case. He's in jail. No. This is what, let me tell you though, this is what they're trying to do with Chris Watts and hang Nicole. It's a case like this. Oh, eventually he'll fold. Eventually, he'll come around. The difference is, in Chris Watts, nobody ever wanted to hang him. In this one, they want to hang him. They absolutely want to hang. So, they always kept it open. It was never closed. So now what happens is, the mom, his mom and Erica, well, I'm jumping ahead. So the reason why he all of a sudden wants to change his story and why all of a sudden he wants to, turn on her after all these years has to do with the kids. Because he feels that as soon as she cut him, hey Rainey, as soon as she cut him off from seeing the kids, now he's turning state's evidence. Now he's saying she's totally involved. She's not going to fuck with it. He's no holds barred. He's doing it. So he calls the prosecutor back in 2017 and tells him, hey, you know what? I want to turn state's evidence against her. She was involved. She's the one that made the call. Yada, yada, yada. But what they didn't know is that his mom was smart. His mom had a 3-hour conversation with her. 3 hours conversation with her. And she hit record. So she heard out of her own mouth that, yes, she made the call. Yes, we're getting to that, Stevie. Don't jump ahead. That she made the call. And that she was involved. And her exact words to him were, if things went the way they were supposed to go, or if the investigators knew everything, we'd both be sitting in jail. So for some odd reason, she completely cut him off of seeing the kids. And not only that, though, and I'm surprised that he did not go sooner. I really am. I'm really surprised that he did not bust her out sooner. So if someone, like, in normal trials, once someone is convicted, they normally do not testify against a spouse or their former spouse years later. It's like not norm. But when you're sitting in jail for all those years, you'd probably sell your own mom if you could, because once you're in jail, you definitely do not want to stay in jail. And the reality of being in jail, I mean, I was never in prison, but I can tell you 30 days in jail was enough to make me never want to go back. I know for a fact that if I ever did something that cost me to like 20 to 50 years in jail where I'm not getting out, I'm hitting suicide. I know it now. 30 days, I knew it. So the love triangle, which someone just gave away, the love triangle is that Ashley and Cobb were together. Ashley breaks up with Chad. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Ashley and Cobb were together. Erica and Chad were then together. Erica breaks up with Chad right as he was arrested. Ashley was already with someone else. Erica then starts messing with his best friend. His best friend. Who she then starts dating and married 1 month after he was convicted. So think about that. He married the best friend 1 month after he was convicted. Moved in with him, had a child with him. So here this dude is sitting in prison, the man that she murdered a guy for, sitting in prison, and knowing damn well that she was guilty. So finally, when he didn't say anything for a long time, then he absolutely decided, hey, you know what? This is something that hold on one second. Okay. Sorry about that. Kid came in. Is she for real? Yeah, she's for real. For real. So, had the boyfriend move into his home, moved into his bed. She even got pregnant. Now, the murder happened in June or July of 2012. He was convicted in 2013. She was already fucking pregnant by the time he was convicted with his best friend's baby. So, what he claimed, though, this is what he claimed. The guy was an idiot, but this is what he claimed. He was fine as long as she brought the kids to him, as long as he wanted to see his kids. Right now, the grandmom, I think it's the grandmother that has the kids. Well, the daughter's 15 now. We're going to get to her testimony. I just want to give you guys a background. So he claims that he took a murder plea. The defense or prosecution asked him, hey, if she's guilty, what made you take a murder plea? And what made you not, turn state's evidence against her in the first place? So this is his answer. Personally, I think he's full of shit. They said there are 3 reasons he did it. 1, to avoid the death penalty. 2 is to make sure that Erica was kept out of jail. So he did not want his husband doing it. Then they have the judge. According to him, I don't buy this, but according to him, he is guilty. He took it on her. I mean, he took the plea because he said the judge came in there. No, that's her. That's Ashley. She's the one that was murdered. She was in the army, though. I thought the same thing. She looks kind of boyish, but no, it's because she was in our army. She's in the army. Or she was in the army until she was murdered. So, the judge allegedly went in there, and the judge says, you will take this plea bargain, or you're going to never see your kids again, and I will put them in foster care. I can't see a judge saying that. I just can't. I can't see a judge turning around and saying that Monkey Mar, that's Ashley. She's the one that was killed. You guys have your people confused. That is a girl. The one that you're looking at on camera, that is a girl. That's Ashley, the murder victim. You guys have your people mixed up. That's not Chad. That's her. Well, kind of like that, though. It was kind of like that. That's kind of what happened. The person with the blonde hair and the short hair, that was girly. That's a girl. That's Ashley. She's the one. I haven't even put his picture on camera. So it's a man and a woman, yes. No, man and a woman. She was an army vet. A lot of people automatically assume he was the army vet. No, she was the army vet. The one that was murdered. She was the army vet. That's what I'm saying. People are getting confused by the pictures. I'll show you in a moment. Hold on. Now when the mother is still alive and innocent. You're not following the convo, sweetheart. I'm trying. All right, so I'll let you guys have the convo. I don't think he looks girly at all. I think he looks manly. I mean, I don't see him looking like a girl at all. So the judge went in there and says, basically he's going to lose his kids. He's not going to get his kids if he doesn't plead guilty. So he pleads guilty. He pleads guilty under the premise that, the Mohawk pick is Ashley Biggs, correct. That he's going to go ahead and he wants to keep custody of his kids. He didn't want the judge to turn it over. So in a nutshell, that's what happened. So now in 2014, they went to him again and they asked him, will you turn state's evidence against her? He said no. They went to him in 2013, 2014. Now in 2017, she started withholding visitation. That's when he said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Who's the chick in the mask? That's Erica that you're looking at right now. And the girl in the mask is Erica. She's the slut that married his best friend. That's who Erica is. The one with the short blonde hair. Now that's Erica too. The one on the right, that's Ashley. Everyone thinks that's Chad. No, that's Ashley. She's the Army vet that was murdered. I think a lot of people are thinking that's him. It's not. That's her. Now you guys understand? Okay. So again, all right, so now we get to today. That's pretty much what happened yesterday. First day I didn't watch, so I can't tell you what happened. First, I didn't watch this morning other than about a half hour of her former worker, her former Domino's worker. What I can tell you is that the judge is a pretty cool judge. She's very young. She's very laid back. She's very down to earth. I mean, she kind of, I don't know yet how she is as a judge per se, but she's just really laid back and pretty on point. So the 15-year-old daughter testified today. The one on the left is the one that was murdered, correct. The 15-year-old daughter testified today. There was a lot of people in chat, including Jenny, that said they weren't too sure if they believed the daughter's testimony. I'm going to play some of it. I can't play all of it due to copyright issues, but I can play some of it. So I want to know what you guys think of it. So I'm going to pull it up. Hold on. She is a very good judge. I agree with that. What?
You saw both your mom and father on and off during the early periods of your life, okay? Do you remember?
Oh, you believe the daughter. I got the feeling Holly Undead said she didn't. And I thought you were saying the same thing. My bad. I'm sorry.
That?
I only ever remember being with my father.
Okay. At some point in time, in 2011, there was a court action, I'll call it, and your mother came to your school and picked you up. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember living with your mother?
No.
If I said to you the name of Brittany Dunson, does that mean anything to you?
She was my mother's girlfriend at the time.
And do you have memories of that?
I remember what she looks like, but I don't remember being with, memories with her.
Do you remember living with them?
No.
Have you been told at some point that you lived with them from some...
See, here's my issue with this. This is my issue. She remembers all these stark details, but she doesn't remember living with her mom at all. She has no recollection of her mom at all. That doesn't sound right to me.
Several months.
I've been told.
Okay, but you have no real memory of that.
No.
So if I asked you with the memories with your mom and Brittany, if I asked you, do you have a good memory or bad memory? You have neither?
Neither.
If I asked you, well, let me go back. All right, let's talk about your dad's residence now. If I said to you the name Erica Lyon, do you know who that is?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Let me also say this. There's something that the defense said to him yesterday that pissed me off. Is I could not believe that the prosecutor was grilling him and said, well, you already admitted guilty. Why do you why did you appeal? And I was like screaming at my screen. I was like, Dick, he has the right to appeal. That's our constitutional rights. You don't question somebody why they chose to appeal.
She was my stepmom.
And you have recollections of her?
Yeah, she's 15.
Yes.
And when is the first you recall or have memories of being with Erica?
The first memory?
Yeah, what's the first thing you can kind of remember as far as, you know, I remember when I was in first grade, I remember she was there. Or if I remember, you know, anything like that.
I don't remember like a time range.
Okay. Do you remember your recollection of being with your dad? How many different places did you live with your dad?
I only remember one.
And was that the house on Mount Eaton Road?
Yes.
That's the only memories you have of being with your dad?
Yes.
Who lived there with you and your dad? And remember, initials only, please.
It was my dad, Erica, FC, Casey, AL, and that's all. And me.
And what was the
And
last thing
me.
you said? Oh, you. And AL.
See, my point is, I wonder if she blocked out that she ever lived with her mom because of the tragedy that her mom was murdered by her father. That's what I was getting at. That's what I was alluding to. That I kind of think, daughter sounds programmed. If someone told her what to say, see, that's what a lot of people are saying in court, April. You're not alone in that. A lot of people were saying that in court, that she sounded programmed.
Was who?
My used to be stepbrother. I don't know if I can say the name.
You're right.
Yeah,
He's
you're
just
fine.
asking you what the relationship
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, see that? Can you see me in the glass?
Yeah, I can see.
I
sort of
can
a
see
reflection.
you too, see? Yeah, okay.
See, you're getting ready to drive, so that's like a rear view mirror. You can get used to it. So AL was your stepbrother,
Yes.
and he or she,
He.
and that was Erica's son?
Yes.
Okay. And he was about your age?
Yes.
All right. You said that you have memories of your father living there with him and memories of living there with your mother. Tell us, in regards to your father, did
I
you
agree,
have
Angel.
positive memories or negative memories or both?
Always positive.
Okay. So if GC wanted something, who did you go to?
My father.
All right. And why was that?
Because he was my favorite.
Okay. As far as Erica went, now how did you refer to her? Did you refer to her as Erica or Mom or what? If you remember.
Mom.
You called her Mom. And what are your memories as far as Erica? Good, bad, or neither?
I had both.
Both. So tell me about that. Why was it both?
And do you know what made me sad about this? She really loves her dad, and he really loved her. And this whole thing did not have to fucking happen if the courts understood custody fights a little better instead of doing everything by the book. And that's the saddest part about this.
Some good memories. I remember going to a dance where we had like the matching dress, and I remember having good times, but then I also remember having bad ones.
And the bad ones, do you know how frequently or often they were?
I don't remember how like often, but I just remember them happening.
All right. And what types of things are we talking about that you're remembering?
She was mentally abusive and physically.
And how was she mentally abusive?
She would tell me that if I told my dad what she was doing to me, then she would do worse. And I kind of figure that's like mentally.
And you said physically. So what was the physical type of abuse?
I remember she would hold me on the ground and she would hit me. And then she also, before, made me eat dog feces.
So let's talk about that. Do you know why she made you eat dog feces?
Because she was jealous of my relationship with my father.
With who?
With my father.
With your father.
Judge, who rejected this line of questioning as being relevant or rather irrelevant?
All right, overruled for now.
Did she tell you that?
Thanks, Angel.
Did Erica tell you that that was the reason that she was doing those things to you?
Well, her statement of if I told my dad that she would do worse, that really plays in of that she was just jealous of our relationship.
Erica has, in a recorded statement, said that she acknowledged that she had given you what purported to be dog feces, or I think she referred to it as dog poop, but indicated that it wasn't, but you thought it was. Did you believe it to be dog feces?
Yes.
And tell us why.
Looked like it, smelt like it. I mean, I didn't know the taste before, but
You do now?
yeah.
What happened when she made you eat that?
I remember I was crying and I didn't want to.
But you did it?
She forced me to.
And what would have happened if you hadn't? If you know.
I don't know.
Okay. So let me take you now to the reason we're all here. June 20th and 21st of 2012. You would have been getting ready to turn about 8, right?
Yes.
Do you remember your mother's death?
I remember it happening, yes.
Okay.
I forgot to turn on my mic. I apologize. Okay. So going on that fecal matter, as you guys know, because I've said it before, I had an amazing family. I've never had a bad family. I don't know what it's like to be abused from one family to the next. I don't know what it's like for one family, for one parent to be abused. It should be working now. You should have sound now. Is the sound back? Okay, yeah. There's such a fucking delay on this, I can't even imagine. There's probably like a 30-second delay, no joke. Because I could see the mic is moving, so I know it's working. But by the time you hear now is when you guys first said it. Very weird. Yeah. So, anyway. I don't know what it's like to have an abused parent or an abused stepfather or abused stepmother. Is it normal that, I know like textbook stuff from people that lived it. If you love one parent and you know that one parent loves you, the biological parent, No, the biological mom was the one that was murdered. The biological dad is sitting in jail. So my point is it normal for an abused step-parent for a child that young not to say anything? Is that normal? Because, I mean, I could see it both ways. I can see it as, they'd be afraid to tell the real parent or the natural parent, or they might not be, afraid. I don't know. I haven't lived it. So I don't know. To anyone that lived it, if you could fill me in, would be great. Because like I said, I can do a textbook analysis and I can look at it from a textbook perspective, but I like to do things in real life. Like I don't like textbook answers. I want to know real life analogies. It is very normal. I mean, because like my ex ever ate my kids eat dog shit, I mean, I'd smush dog shit in his face. I had a stepdad since 3rd grade. I wouldn't have traded him for the world. Yeah, but you had a normal relationship. It is very normal. Okay.
Do you remember before that happened that there was a custody battle over you?
I don't remember the custody battle.
So you don't have any recollection of...
See, and I find that a little odd. Just a little odd. Dayton remembered a custody fight at 3, let alone 7 or 8. He could tell you mommy and daddy fighting in court. My kid, the twins were 7 when all this was going on. They were 5, 6, and 7. They knew every oh, mommy's going to court today. So I find it odd that she didn't know at 8 years old or 7 years old they were in a custody fight. But again, that's personal experience.
Your mom and dad fighting over you?
No.
So now that night, you said you remember when she died. Do you remember being asked about that?
Yes.
Do you have any recollections of that night?
Yes, Erica made the...
Well, hold on, let me just ask a question first, okay? At the time, did you know that this recollection that you're about to tell us about was associated with your mother's death?
No.
It was just a memory you had, independent.
Yes.
So tell us what it is now that you recall about that night.
I can...
Hold on for a minute. Attorney Laprenzi, I would prefer that you ask the witness specific questions instead of it be a narrative context. Thank you.
Do you have a memory of Erica making a phone call?
Yes.
Tell us about the phone call.
I can remember her, and I remember hearing it but not seeing it. And I know she ordered a pizza. I don't remember what she said that was on it. And I can remember that she did not use her name.
Do you remember what name she did use?
No.
Do you know where you were when you heard this phone call being made?
In the back of a car?
Do you remember what kind of car it was?
No.
Who was with you at that time?
I know Erica was in the passenger seat, and at one point of time she was holding my half-brother Casey, and then I remember seeing AL in the back of the car with me.
All right. So it was you said KC, AL, Erica, and was there anyone else?
That's all I recall remembering.
Jamie, I'm so sorry.
Seeing.
All right. And when the call was made, do you know where Erica was?
She was in the passenger seat of the car.
All right. And do you know whether you were at home or not?
I do not know. It was dark outside.
So it was dark. Do you remember looking outside at all of the car, outside of the car?
I remember looking around and it just in the windows it was like pitch black.
Okay. So you couldn't even see anything to even know whether you recognized where you were.
Yes.
Do you remember driving?
No.
Do you remember sleeping?
Yes.
During that time, do you remember whether you were awake most of the time or asleep most of the time?
I was asleep most of the time.
Do you know what caused you to wake up?
No.
When you heard her order the pizza, did you have any thoughts about that?
No.
When you heard her use a different name to order the pizza, did you have any thoughts about that?
No.
So you didn't think that was weird or strange?
She just indicated she didn't have any thoughts about it.
Steve, my ex said the same thing, and he lived up to it.
All right. So do you remember anything else that happened after that phone call?
No.
Do you remember police officers?
No.
Do you remember, and you have no recollection of police officers ever? Is that fair?
That's fair.
Do you have any recollection of being at your grandmother's house on Rex Lake Road?
I remember waking up the next morning there.
All right. So the next morning you woke up at your grandma's house, and your grandma's name is Tallman, is that right?
Yes.
Their last name is Tallman, and that's your dad's grandma.
Grandma. So it's my great grandma.
Okay. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. So your great grandma's house.
Yes.
And is that on Rex Lake Road?
Yes.
Okay. GC, thank you. Mr. O'Brien, I'll have a few questions for you, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. I do have. I just wanted to show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit number 9. Who's that?
Me?
And let's see if I can enlarge this. Do you know how old you were there?
No, I can read in the bottom though.
All right, what's it say at the bottom?
2011 to 2012.
Okay, and it says first grade?
Yes.
All right, so this was,
Like 6 or 7.
okay, so this would have been the year about that your mother passed. Is that fair?
Yes.
All right. And if I show you this picture here, State's Exhibit number 101, do you recognize
The
that?
girl was 8.
Yes.
Now, who's that in the middle? The face is blurred out, but who is that?
That's me.
Okay. And who is, as we're looking at the picture on the left?
That's my mom,
And who's on the right?
Brittany Dunson.
All right. Do you have any recollection of this picture being taken?
No.
All right. John, I have nothing further.
All right, thank you. Okay, remember, like I told you?
So that was the prosecution. That's all they have. There were, before we get into the defense, I will say that a lot of people were, saying how he wasn't right, how he wasn't this, or he wasn't that. I thought the defense lawyer did a fantastic job with her. I really did.
There we go. That's right.
I wouldn't do it even if I had the chance, okay?
We just want to ask a couple more questions, and then you can get back to either the veterinary or the Mexican place, okay?
Okay.
Or practicing for your temps. Get ready to get a license?
Yep, I can get my temps in January.
Okay, oh yeah, that's only 2 months away. You practicing a lot?
Yes.
Okay. How's your parking?
It's okay.
Mine's not so great either. All right. GC, there is a reason that we use your initials. We're not trying to give you a hard time. We just have a couple rules, and that require us to use your initials, okay?
Okay.
One other thing, GC. See the nice lady here in the black dress and the funny typewriter?
Yes.
Okay, that's the court reporter, and she can take down in this funny little code everything we say, okay? But what she can't do real well...
That's something the prosecutor should have explained. I thought it was very odd that the defense attorney was the one explaining everything.
is take the nod of the head or a shake of the head, okay?
Okay.
We need to have you give an answer verbally. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay. I've put on the overhead projector a photo. Do you recognize that photo?
Yes.
Okay. And
By the way, they don't show us
who is
anything.
that photo, or what does that photo contain?
That is Erica and me.
All right.
And that was during the one good memory I was talking about of a dance where we both had a matching dress.
I think you referred to that earlier, did you not?
Yes.
All right.
So the dad was with this girl, Erica, and both of them murdered the mom, correct?
GC, I'm going to ask you to keep your voice up, if you can. I know
Okay.
these masks get in the way, but everybody in the room has to hear you. Okay?
But the dad was convicted back in 2012. She was not convicted. She was not brought on charges until recently.
Okay.
Putting on the overhead projector, what's been marked for introduction purposes as Defendants B. Do you recognize that, GC?
Yes.
Whom is in that picture?
Erica, AL, FC, and me.
Are a couple of those people in that picture your half brothers and sisters?
Just one.
All right. Who would that be?
FC.
Okay. Erica, I know we have this plexiglass, so I'm going to stand over here if that's okay. Because I know sometimes that barrier there gets in the way. Whom do you live with now?
Cindy Cobb and Jay Cobb.
All right. And I think you testified that they have had you under their roof for about 8 years?
Yes.
All right. And with respect to particularly your grandma, have you folks in the past talked about this case?
Not majorly.
I'm sorry?
Not majorly?
Not majorly? Okay, well, let me break it down. Have you ever talked about this case with your grandma?
Yes.
Okay. And do you talk about your dad?
Yes.
Do you visit with your dad in prison?
Yes.
About how often do you visit with your dad in prison?
I haven't gotten to since COVID, but before that, we went twice a month.
Okay. And when you would visit with your dad in the past, what would you talk about?
What's going on in life, like school, work, what's going on with FC and KC.
Okay. Does he ask about your grades?
Yes,
All right. Sounds like you're pretty proud of your grades.
I try.
Well, it sounds like you succeed. What subjects do you take? It's Chippewa High School?
Yes,
Okay. That's in Wayne County?
yes.
All right. What are your subjects right now?
Right now I have world cultures, English, history, algebra. Actually, it's not algebra, it's geometry. Biology, draw and paint, and that's all.
How do you have time to even
From her classes, I can tell you she's an honor student.
work? That's a lot. I can see why you can't count the hours. Okay. With respect to
No, the bio mom is who they murdered. You're the stepmom.
your dad, if you can't visit with him because of the COVID-19, do you write him letters?
Yes,
How often do you write letters to him?
once a week.
Does he write you letters?
Yes,
And do you ever get a chance to maybe see him on a video,
no,
like a Zoom or something like that?
no,
So you haven't seen him in person for 6-7 months, is that right?
yes,
Okay. Do you talk to him on the phone?
yes,
How often would you talk to him on the phone?
once a week.
Okay. Does he know that you're
I
testifying
agree,
here
Stevie.
today?
Yes,
Okay. And when was the last time you talked to him?
last Sunday.
Okay. Now, in the past few months, have you ever talked about this case with your dad?
No,
He's never brought this case up to you.
he doesn't really like talking about it.
Okay?
Now, do you guys believe that? That was a little sketchy to me. Hey, Kim, that was a little sketchy to me. The reason why I say it was a little sketchy to me, because I don't know, I just don't feel like, I just don't feel like that a kid whose mother was murdered by the father's not going to discuss it with them. I'd want answers. Dad, why'd you kill my mom? You know, I don't know. I feel like I'd want answers, or I at least owe it to my daughter who I love. I owe it to her to give her the truth about what happened to her mom. But that's coming from somebody who grew up in a really good home. So that's where my thinking's at.
Do you ever talk about this? Do you know a lady by the name of Mary Brinkman?
Yes,
Do you see her often?
every once in a while.
Okay. Has she ever talked to you about this case?
No,
That's the mom's girlfriend. Oh no, the dad admits to doing it.
You indicated when Mr. LaPrenzi first talked to you that you really have no memory of Miss Biggs, your mom, correct?
correct.
All right. So in effect, who raised you?
My father, I was with him the most.
Okay. You referred to Erica as your stepmom, did you not?
Yes,
Did she have a hand in raising you?
it wasn't always a good way of raising me.
Okay. You said there was some good and some bad.
Yes,
Did you have some good and bad with your dad?
I always remember good.
That right there was sketchy to me. Because even I can remember bad times with my perfect dad. So that was a little sketchy. I don't know how I would answer that at 15. Maybe I say that now because I'm an adult. But even then, I mean, me and my dad had an amazing relationship, but I still remember fighting with him tooth and nail. Like, it wasn't always perfect. That I had a hard time with. Interesting seems to be offense, and I know, right? I think the lawyer did a great job, though. I really do. A lot of people were bashing him, and a lot of people have been saying a lot of stuff about how he handled her, but I thought he handled her beautifully. He handled her the way a lawyer should handle a 15-year-old girl who's about to put her stepmom on trial, or a stepmom in jail, whatever. She remembers that, Jen. Never? Ever?
I'm going to call your attention to a night in June, late June 2012. That was 8 years ago, correct?
Correct.
Oh,
You
okay,
were somewhere
GB.
between 7 and 8 years old. Is that true?
Yes.
All right. And you recall being in a car, correct?
Correct.
But you don't really know where that car was, correct?
Correct.
To use your words, it was pitch black out.
Yes.
True? And I think you also told Mr. LaPrenzi that you were sleeping most of the night.
Correct.
True? This was pretty late at night, would you not say?
Yes.
You're not used to staying up real late, are you? At least
No.
back then.
No.
True?
True.
You said you remember hearing a phone call, but you didn't see it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the next morning, you remember waking up at Rex Lake Road. That would be your great-grandparents?
Yes.
All right. But for the most part, you don't remember much at all that night. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Actually, that wasn't even it, Nana. What he finally implicated her on, because she stopped bringing the kids to him. Once she did that, he was finished. That's when he said, fuck you.
GC, I'm going to ask you a couple, I'll say, sensitive questions. Do you know why your dad is in prison?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because he did some not so nice things.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Because he did some not so nice things.
Okay. And is it your understanding that he did some not so nice things to your mother?
Yes.
Do you still love your dad?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to see him get out of prison soon?
Yeah, he's my dad.
All right. Do you think by being here that you're helping your dad get out of prison?
No, this isn't his case.
I'm sorry, miss.
No, this isn't his case.
There is no way a 15-year-old would know that. She wouldn't know how to say that. Well, Christina, allegedly, this is just allegedly, Erica talked him into it. That's allegedly, though.
Thank you very well. Just a second, Judge.
Am I kidding you about what? Am I kidding you about what? I know they're not clueless, but do you really think, I mean, honestly, do you really think, no, she lives with her dad's mom. You really think that she's going to say, no, this isn't helping him because it's not his trial? Come on.
Will be helping your dad see your siblings, your brothers and sisters.
No.
All right? Did you ever, I think you told me you've never talked to Mary Brinkman, is that correct?
You asked if I have communication, I said yes. And you
Okay.
asked if we talked about the case, and I said no.
Did Miss Brinkman ever tell you to say anything bad about Erica?
No.
Judge, thank you very much.
All right, very good.
Judge, I can just do it from here.
Oh, you know what? That would be wonderful. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Desiree, though.
Thank you, Print Mint.
GC, there may be an implication that the reason you're here testifying is to get back at Erica for the bad things that you said she did to you. Is that true or not true?
I want to get it out there.
You want to get what?
Like the truth out.
All right. So Mr. O'Brien asked you if the purpose of you being here was to help your father, and you indicated it was not. It was not to help your dad see your siblings. So why are you here?
Because Erica didn't treat me right, and nobody really knew about it.
And you didn't call us to come testify, did you?
No.
We actually came to you and asked you. Is that fair?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Nothing
All right,
further.
thank you. Thank you very much. You're all done.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you, Attorney Adele. Ms. Sweeney will help you all out. Thank you very much. Very good. Thank you. Okay. I think we talked about this earlier, but does the state, thanks Desiree, does the state have any further witnesses today?
Not today, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, then we'll go ahead and recess for the day. Today is Wednesday. I think it's 5 till 4. So let me just put the orders again in place, although you're still under those orders, but you're not allowed to discuss this case with anyone. No one's allowed to talk about it with you. You're not allowed to watch anything about it, whether it's on the internet, whether it's on television, whether it's reading. We call all of that research. No one's allowed to contact you, make any attempt to contact you. So I think we'll be prepared tomorrow morning, if I'm not mistaken, to start witnesses at 9 a.m. Will the state be prepared to call its next witness at 9 a.m.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so why don't we say 8:45? You all have been wonderful about being on time this week, and we very much appreciate it. Again,
Damn. I always forget that. It's a stupid mic. Alright. So now you guys can hear me again. And there's like a 30-second delay, so it's going to take you guys a minute. Because it freaking takes forever. It's coming. 30-second delay. It's a coming. Let me know when you guys get it back. Sound is not off. I just forget to turn the mic back on. Yeah, there's literally a 30-second delay. Hey, Vonda. Because when I use it, I have screen to screen, so you guys hear the sound right from the other monitor internally, or I have the microphone. And I turn the microphone off when I do screen to screen. It's because the sound is much better when you do it screen to screen. Sometimes I just forget to turn the mic back on. So what I was saying when my mic was off, that do you guys have any questions, thoughts, anything about it? Like I said, I didn't go to see day one. I don't know what happened on day one. I caught it on day 2. And then day 3 today. But there were a lot of people in the chat that really did not think that they were credible. They didn't think the daughter was credible. And I thought she was credible. I really did. Some stuff was off to me. There were a lot of things that I felt were off. That's why I want to see how it all comes together tomorrow and the next day. I want to see how it all plays out. She has to be prepped. She's 15. She has to be prepped to a certain extent. Is it possible that all these years her dad's family could have pre-grown unbeknownst to her via talking about certain aspects of the case? It's possible. I mean, his mom was smart enough to talk to her and hit record. So his mom is no dummy. Definitely mom is no dummy. See, print mint, that is so up in the air. I don't know yet. From the looks of it, I doubt it. But let me explain something to you guys that you may not even understand. You may not understand. I don't know what happened to her siblings, hon. I have no idea yet. One thing I can tell you, because I also want to watch his trial, Christine. I said that earlier, that, you know what? I really want to watch his trial to see what he was saying, but they said he took a plea. There was no trial. She hates Erica. You can hear it. Yeah, because she may blame Erica for this. I mean, put yourself in that position. Put yourself in a position of his mom. Why would he do it? Maybe she forced him. They probably painted her as being the biggest piece of shit ever. That's probably how they painted her. Rightfully so. But like I said, the mom was smart enough to... She didn't seem too concerned to me about losing her mom. Because Deborah, she said she never knew her mom. She only lived with her mom a very short time and didn't even know her. She said she only really knew her dad. That's who she lived with her whole life. I think she blames Erica for all of it. I agree with that. You know, but did Grandma tell her that if she went there And if she testified, maybe daddy will come out of jail. Oh, that's what I was talking about before, and I got sidetracked. As far as the general thinking, is she going to take the stand? You know, it's so hard because you don't know how the jury is going to react. You don't know if a jury is going to see you when you make a facial expression as you're lying. You don't know if a jury is going to see you as making a facial expression as if you're cold and heartless. That's why a lot of people do not take the stand and won't take the stand. Because once you take a stand, you're putting yourself out there. And sometimes it's better off that the jury doesn't see you take emotion. Like, for example, I would be a horrible on the stand. Even if I was innocent, I am not the type of person that you put on a stand at all whatsoever. It's what went wrong in my custody fight. I'm too animated, I'm too emotional, and I let my feelings get the best of me. So if I'm innocent, I'm going to fight like hell. And I'm going to sit up there and I'm be like, she's a fucking liar, she's lying, that's not how it went down. And to someone that doesn't know me, not much different than YouTube. Somebody that doesn't know me could look at me and say, nah, she's guilty, she's trying too hard. She's trying too hard to make people believe her. No, I'm just a very emotional person. That's just me. I don't know how to, I would be horrible on the stand. It's part of the reason why the judge in my custody fight always felt like I was being controversial. Always felt like I was just as bad as him. No, I just get very emotional and I fight for my feelings. So I don't know how she would be, but I mean, my lawyer constantly kicked me under the table because I would make facial expressions or I'd be like, oh my God, he's lying. And he would literally kick me under the table like, stop making reactions. It makes you look guilty. And I learned a lot. So that's why I don't know. I don't know her well enough. Some trials you can see, they definitely should not get on the stand. Some of them, you just look at them like, yeah, these people should definitely not get on the stand. Absolutely not. It's why a lot of defendants don't take a stand. Exactly right. My teacher in 9th grade told me I was too defensive, so I'm lying. Exactly. Somewhat unbelievable, and at times, body language would help. I think maybe her inner self will take a... Yeah, but even I know, right? No, Angel? Even with Casey Anthony, and I always use this as an example, a lot of people thought her father was guilty of the things he was accused of because he was emotionless. He didn't look at the jury. He was so dumbfounded, totally emotionless. That makes somebody good on the stand. You want to be emotionless. You don't want to show facial expressions. You don't want to get angry. You want to be as monotone as possible. That makes a good witness. If you can't do that, you don't make a good witness. And honestly, that's why Casey Anthony's dad did so well in court. He really made a good witness because he was emotionless. Honestly, I think the whole mask thing is fucking ridiculous already. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the vaccine. I want to know you guys' opinions. They just want to hear exactly. And I'll give you guys some advice. If you're ever an eyewitness or you're ever on a trial, yes and no answers. And that's another thing I can't do. I can't give a yes or no answer. I want to give you an explanation. If you ask me if I was at this time on this day, yes, but. No, but. Well, I was, but there's a reason I was. That's me. I am a horrible eyewitness. Horrible. Not even an eyewitness, a horrible witness. Whenever you're on the stand, you only want to say yes or no. Let the lawyer lead you with yes or no questions. There really is something to when they say, when they say they'll hold you against in court. Oh yeah, they sure as hell will. Anything you say can and will be held against you, that is fact. Fact. So just remember that. Even when you get arrested, say nothing. You admit to nothing. You get traffic ticket, you admit to nothing. Never, ever, ever admit to anything. My lawyer told me that. Greatest advice ever. Even if you know you're totally in the wrong, admit to nothing when it comes to the law. And he's right. I learned that the hard way. Because, again, I'm one of those, well, I did it, but, I was in a rush because, nope. Because you think that people know you. They don't know you. They're just looking at you. I'm going to get the shot ASAP. Oh, for the vaccine? Fuck that. Got a letter to start a trial for the vaccine. Payment up $1,200. No charge for any care related. No thank you. Yeah, fuck that. Won't catch me get a shot. She wants to protect her father at all costs. He doesn't deserve that, really. Deborah, I agree with you, but I also have a very, very hard time with the fact that it's her only child. If I was in jail, if I did something, like murdered somebody, and I was in jail, you know what? Honestly, my kids would probably lie because I'm their only parent. So, because I'm their only parent, it's, you know what I mean? I don't know. I can see it more. I can. And it seems like they really had a close relationship. It seems like he really loved her, and that's why he killed her. There's a part of me that believes that if he would have gone to trial, he may not have gotten, life without parole. It's very possible that he could have gotten out, on a mental defect. Not like he was insane or anything, but just that he was afraid, and I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter because he didn't go to trial, and he's not getting out of jail. But for Chris Watts fans, this is exactly what they try to pull on Nicole Kessinger. The difference is the Chris Watts case is closed. This was never closed. Lots of kids' parents who kill the other parent do support the parent in jail and want them out. Because it's their only parent. But the twist in this case, literally the twist in this is that she doesn't even remember her mom. She didn't even know her mom. She sits there like she just doesn't know who her mom is. Now, here's my other thing, though. Why isn't the grandmother taking her to see him in jail? That's what I don't get either. How come the grandma's not taking him? I understand the son, she didn't. But why isn't the mom taking him? Not the mom, his mom. You're crazy, monkey. Fuck that. She's brainwashed COVID. I would never. But then again, I don't do live shots anyway, so it don't matter. She can't go because of COVID. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what she was saying, COVID. But what about before COVID? She said that she turned on him, that he turned state's evidence because she stopped bringing him up there. Erica stopped bringing her up there. Well, why didn't the mom bring her up there? I don't know. The whole thing is weird. 7 months she hasn't been there. And yeah, but that's not her fault. That's COVID fault. No. You're missing a point. He said that he turned state's evidence against her because she stopped bringing him. I'm saying, why didn't the mom see him, bring him up? Well, that's true too, Jamie. Good point. COVID and the beast media. It's sad. I thank God I got through without murdering anyone. No. She was twice a month and then she stopped. And that's when he turned state's evidence against her because she stopped bringing his kid. Which is so stupid. Like, if the only thing that I had to do was bring my son's daughter up to see him and I got away with murder, fuck yeah. I'm bringing him up every week. Once a week for the rest of my life. Bet she's regretting that move now. Murder is never the answer. I agree with you. Definitely agree with you. It's fucking crazy. Crazy. So, all right. So I'm going to shut down. We got day 2 coming. Hey, Dawn Marie. I'm sorry, day 4 of trial tomorrow. I will try to do this a little earlier tomorrow. Just things got messed up. And Granny may not be for enough to jail visit. Well, yeah, but they said he can't visit since COVID, which sucks. That's really tough. It is. That's got to be tough, though. So, I will see all you guys later. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure you join membership if you haven't. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Day 4 coming tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.